Hi, I'm Scott, and welcome back to Canard Boulevard. Today, a few updates on the LSRI application process and rulemaking from the FAA coming up. I will first do a quick recap because on my last video where I talked about going through the LSRI course, I will put a link to that video up here. In that video, I talked about the LSRI course and what I went through, and people were writing comments saying, you can't work on other people's planes. You can only work on planes. I'm like, yeah. And I realized that a lot of the background that I had talked about was in my previous video on LSRI, and I didn't recap that in my LSRI course video, and people were, taking the wrong information from that. So let me just recap what LSRI is. LSRI is Light Sport Repairman Inspection Certificate. There are two LSRI certificates, LSRM, which is the maintenance certificate, LSRI, which is the inspection certificate. LSRM it's a 2 or 3 week course with lots of hands-on where you are then able to perform maintenance on LSA aircraft, and you can also do inspections on LSA and EAB aircraft, which is experimental amateur built aircraft. And you can do that on any EAB or any LSA. LSRI is a 16-hour course, which is the one that I took in the video I just put a link to. That allows you to do inspections on LSAs or EABs that you personally own. You cannot do it on anyone else's aircraft. LSRM means you can work on LSAs, either your own or other people's. EABs, anybody can work on it. You can pull Joe from the muffler shop and have him work on your EAB if you want, so the certification doesn't matter. However, to be able to sign off on the annual condition inspection of an EAB that is yours, you need that LSRI certificate. The issue is that this all happened with MOSAIC, and the FAA is a giant bureaucracy that moves at the speed of what you would expect a federal bureaucracy to move at. And so the process and the paperwork and so on has not quite caught up, even though MOSAIC went into effect on October 22nd. So even though, yes, it's in effect, the FAA has no processes in place in order to actually do it yet. My first LSRI video, I talked about how the EAA put an article out that said that you must change your operating limitations as an EAB owner in order for the LSRI to be valid for you to do a condition inspection. And I saw the language in there and I said, that doesn't seem right to me. And I actually went to talk to some aviation attorneys and they said, you're absolutely correct that the way it's written, the LSRI does allow you to do the condition inspection on your EAB. The EAA responded to that by publishing another article yesterday saying, and I quote, "Some in the EAB community have pointed out that the operating limitation uses non-specific language that could imply that others not specifically listed in the operating limitations may perform inspections," which is exactly what I was saying, which, yes, it was my opinion, but it was also the opinion of a very well-known aviation attorney. Following up on those questions, the EAA has asked for clarification from the FAA and is awaiting a written response. Good luck with that. They also noted that the FAA released a MOSAIC fact sheet, and this was released on December 4th. It just boils down the multi-100-page MOSAIC document into a 4-page brochure that hits all the salient points. And the part we're interested in is Part 3, Maintenance and Repairman Light Sport, and specifically changes to LSRC. And you'll see in there, obviously, the inspection-rated repairmen may only work on aircraft they own. N number and serial number are no longer listed on the certificate. That was what used to be for pre-MOSAIC. And then right directly below that, it says, note, EAB aircraft with operating limitations issued prior to October 22, 2025 must obtain revised operating limitations that permit a light sport repairman to perform the annual inspection condition. So that's pretty clear. The FAA is saying you must get your operating limitations changed. That is very clear language. And the EAA says, well, that's probably correct for most operating limitations, but there are some very old operating limitations issued from many, many years ago that don't mention at all who may perform inspections. However, they say that this statement is consistent with previous statements made by the FAA. So their assertion is that you must change the operating limitations, and from what the FAA is published in this fact sheet, that seems to be the case. EAA did go on and say that they advocated against requiring this, but it looks like that's what the FAA is saying must happen. So how do we go about doing that? Well, we can't, because the document that says how do we do this is FAA Order 8130.2K, which is still the current one, issued August of 2024, and it still has the original language that is in my operating limitations and most operating limitations of modern experimental aircraft. It has the exact wording in there that does not allow LSRI holders to perform the inspection. So what do we do? Well, we've got to wait. We got to wait until FAA issues Order 8130.2L, which has that updated language in there so that we know what to put in the operating limitations. You could try and guess what they're going to say. Maybe the FSDO will accept it, maybe they won't, but the smart choice would be wait until 8130.2L comes out, see what the language actually is in there, copy and paste that into your operating limitations, take it to your FSDO, get the operating limitations reissued. And I mentioned in my last video that the updated guidance in the DRS, or Dynamic Regulatory System, for the FAA to issue LSRI certificates, as well as the 8310, and that's not the 8130, 8310, which is the form that you fill out to get a new certificate. The updated 8310 are still not available. I just looked a few minutes ago, and they are definitely still not available. So the FSDOs have no official guidance yet on how to actually process and issue an LSRI under these new MOSAIC regulations. However, some people on my last video wrote comments saying they went to their FSDO and said they had no problem. They brought them the certificate of completion, and the FSDO issued them a temporary LSRI certificate, and they were good to go. I called my FSDO, and they said nope. They said wait until the DRS is updated and then call back. Like most things with federal government, it depends on who you talk to. So if your local FSDO says no, like mine does, then you just got to wait. If your FSDO says, yeah, come on in and we'll do it, hopefully they're doing it right, and it doesn't conflict with the guidance that's going to come out when they reissue the new guidance officially within the DRS. Who knows? So my intention is to wait until both of them are ready, both the DRS that says here's how to issue the LSRI, as well as the guidance saying here's how to rewrite your operating limitations. I'm waiting till both of those come out, then I'll call and make an appointment with my FSDO. I'll go do the LSRI certificate and my updated operating limitations at the same time. Fortunately, my condition inspection isn't due until June, so I've got time. If you don't have time and you're coming up on an inspection date, then maybe you can call your FSDO and see if they'll help you out, or bite the bullet and have an A&P help you out for another year. So that's where we stand right now. Hopefully the next update is, hey, it's all done, call your FSDO. And hopefully when that happens, I'll take you along with me as I update mine and show you the entire process. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. And if you like this video, click like, subscribe. Thanks for watching.